Now we are discussing connected details of mouse, keyboard and USB. In nowadays, whenever we listen about the mouse connector and USB connector, keyboard connector, we generally remember we are using only USB port. Whether we are connecting the mouse, we use only USB port, and when we are connecting keyboard also, we are connecting to the USB port only. So why there is a differentiation of connected details of mouse and keyboard? Now we will try to understand it. Previously, when the IBM introduced the personal computer in 1981, they want to communicate with the mouse. So the PC, we want to communicate with the mouse. Whenever we want to scroll with the mouse, that should reflect in the PC. For that, they made the communication with a bus. That's why it is called as bus mouse. This was the first mouse. So this bus mouse used the bus which we developed by using the ISA add-in card. That's why we called this as a bus mouse. Nowadays, we don't find this bus mouse. This bus mouse was completely replaced by the serial mouse. Here we used serial port. We connected the mouse to the serial port, and by this port we communicated the mouse, we communicated with the PC. And this serial mouse replaced by PS2 mouse. We are saying PS2. So here the number 2 is indicating one port we are using for the keyboard, one port we are using for the mouse. We are differentiating this with a green color because these two ports are same, and the purple color we are using for the keyboard and the green color we are using for the mouse. This is a 6-pin connector, and this PS2 was replaced by USB. In modern day computers, we don't find bus mouse, and this was replaced by serial mouse. We don't find serial mouse, and this was replaced by PS2 mouse, and we don't find PS2 mouse. PS2 connector based mouse. At least in 10 years before, or if you see any systems 10 years old systems, you can find the PS2 mouse. PS2, that mouse, when you see, the connector will be in the round shape. Next we are discussing about the keyboard connectors. Initially we had 5-pin DIN connector that was there in 80 time, advanced technology board, motherboard. Later that was replaced by ATX PS2 connector. So later we replaced that by using the USB connector. In nowadays, for either for mouse or for keyboard, we are using the USB connector only. Now we are discussing USB connectors. In this USB connectors also, USB means universal serial bus. In this USB connectors also, we have different types. USB type A connector. Who gave these types? Type A, type B, sir, I can take type C, type D, I can take type Z also? No. Some regulator body is there, that's what we are calling as a USB implementary form. They have given these guidelines. Type A. Type A means whatever we are seeing the connectors in the computer, whenever you want to connect a pen drive to computer, then you are seeing a type A port. So USB type A port, and the connector we have to connect is a type A connector. And a type B connector. This type B connector is whenever you want to connect previous, in old, it means not olden days until now, whenever we want to connect a printer to the computer, that printer cable is type B. But in modern days, the printer cable also became, whatever the printer cable we are seeing, that is also becoming type A, and type C cables are also coming. That is an exception, but generally whenever we take a printer cable, that printer cable connector we are using is type B. For Arduino cable, whenever we want to connect the cable to the Arduino, that connecting part, that connector we are connecting to the Arduino is a type B connector, other end is a type A connector. Example, the mobile chargers, 2 mobile chargers I am taking. You can see this is a type A connector. We are connecting this to our adapter. The white color is indicating it is 2.0. Whenever we have blue color in this, it is indicating 3.0. That's why in computer, if you see the type A connectors, some they will be in blue color. That is indicating they can have a better transfer rate compared to these white color connectors. Okay, other end you can see this is micro USB, and we also have type C connector. This is type C connector. There is no need for me to much explain about the type C connectors, because daily we are seeing these type C connectors. You can betterly understand because daily you are using it already, these type C and micro USB connectors. For the pen drives, whenever we are using that pen drive also, it is using USB type A connector. Only we are using type B connectors very rarely, for either for when we are connecting to the printer or whenever we are using for the Arduino only, we are using the type B connectors. We have different versions in the type A, from 1.0, 2.0, 3.1, 3.2 and USB 4. Okay, these different types of versions, they are indicating that there is a change in the data rate. If we use USB 3.0 cable, compare it to the USB 2.0, the USB 3.0 connector is capable of transferring the more data rate compared to USB 2.0. What are the different types of mouse connectors? First one is bus mouse. Next one is serial mouse. It was replaced by PS2 mouse. Next, USB mouse. Keyboard connectors, 5-pin DIN connector or 5-pin AT connector, you can write. Next one is 6-pin DIN or PS2 connector. Okay, one PS2 connector we are indicating with the green and it is with the purple. In nowadays we are not using these both. And in nowadays we are using the USB connector. And USB connector type A. Here also we are using USB connector type A. Next, different types of USB connectors. USB type A, type B, type C, micro USB. Type A, how it will be? Flat and rectangular. Previously the connectors are PS2 connector is round. It replaced that round technology and it is flat and rectangular. And next one is USB type B. It is square. It is square, having a small bulginess in nature. It is not completely, it will be looking, if you see the printer cable, you can understand. It is complete rectangular. It looks like a squarish. And the third one is type C micro USB, you already know. Okay, right. These are the different types of connectors.